I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life is plastic. It's... You weren't meant to see that. Intro, please. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Before we begin, let's just pretend that we didn't see that singing at all. Just pretend it never existed. It did exist. Let's pretend it didn't exist, okay? Okay. Anyways, it's Christmas next week and maybe you're looking for some little last minute stocking fillers for your favourite rock star, but you don't know where to start. Well, I've got you covered. In today's video, I'm going to show you some of the best stocking fillers you can get for nearly any musician. Full disclosure though, this is aimed as stocking fillers, not something that you could particularly say it's a full present. I mean, obviously you could if you wanted to, but this is more aimed at like the budget end of things, like small little things. I think is that Fluff or Glenn Fricker at Spectrum Media Group, forgot, SMG. Anyways, they made one, if I'm not mistaken, it was in excess of $100, and I think there's one or two objects that were $100 on their own. I was like, yeah, okay, maybe not in this video. While this was brilliant, once again, I'm aiming for this more like the budget end of the spectrum in terms of cost. So without further ado, here is the list. Also, this is in no particular order, it's just like the random items I've got scattered around me. I'm just gonna whip them out and do a little thing about them. First off, let's start with the trusty guitar strings. Now, obviously strings can be a bit of a awkward one if you don't know what the particular guitarist is using. I mean, these are Ernie Ball Power Slinkies, and I'm just squinting again because I've got no glasses on. They're about £6, so what's that, maybe $8, but you can't go wrong with a pack of Ernies, and then again you can't go wrong with a pack of strings, full stop. It's always handy to have spares because the way most people go through strings these days, you swear they're going out of fashion, so it's always handy to have a spare or a brand new set of strings floating around. These are for an electric guitar, but obviously you can get them for bass guitar, you can get them for ukuleles. I think it's a Guila that do the best ones for ukulele, but anyways, you can get them for acoustics as well. If I was to recommend some acoustic strings, I'd probably say the Elixirs. They last 3 times as long as a regular pair of strings and they sound phenomenal. But in regards to like bass or electric, can't go wrong with a pair of Ernies. Next on the list, we have the trusty ClipOn Tuner. You cannot go wrong with a ClipOn Tuner whatsoever. It's small, portable, only takes one little watch battery, which mine currently doesn't have because I'm a bad musician, but oh well. I think I paid £6 for this off eBay, if I'm not mistaken. It's made by Tiger. It's the CT99. I've had it for over a year, and despite the fact that it's currently without a battery source, it's stood the test of time, and they're so handy to have. You can pop it in your pocket if you're playing the acoustic anywhere, it'll go there. It's handy to go into like your little musician box, which I'll talk about further in the video. But yeah, it's awesome. I think the only issue it has is with a ClipOn tuner, it's sometimes with an extended range instrument such as a 5-string bass, 7-string guitar, it may not pick up the lower frequency on the extra string, unless it's just this one, but it had issues with my 5-string bass. Up next is something for our favourite noisemakers, the drummer. You can't go wrong with a pair of drumsticks. These ones are the Thick Firth Novas. Well, for want of a better term, I acquired them from the person who I bought the drum set off. He just gave me like a few pairs of drumsticks, and these happen to be some. I think I got a black set as well down there. I'm not too sure what they're retailing at currently, but I will once again whack that here, there, somewhere on the screen, or I'll whack it in the description below. But everyone needs drumsticks. Drums go through drumsticks like there's no tomorrow as well. Just like strings. They're always handy to have around. I mean, I've got 8 drumsticks, what's that? So 4 pairs of drumsticks. They're handy to have. And this is a string cutter slash winder by Diodario. Forgive me. These are super handy to have around. Not only does it cut the strings like so, it's handy to wind strings if you want to like tighten them or loosen them in a rush. Because let's face it, when you change the strings, it's a pain in the arse sitting there, standing there, doing that for ages, when you can just have a quick few turns of this and it'll get to like a relative tension where you can move on to the next string so you're ready to tune up. Plus it's also got a little peg remover for acoustic guitars, which is really, really handy. Because admittedly, I've semi-butchered my poor acoustic with a knife. Because I'm that much of an idiot. Plectrums. Everybody needs Plectrums. These are the Dunlop Tortex Flex in 0.73mm. It's basically that Plectrum, but in a bit more of a flexible form, kind of similar to the acoustic Plex you can get. I personally use them for the bass because I get, for want of a better term, wankers cramp in my hands when playing bass. And I thought, okay, I need something a bit sturdier and a bit softer than, so it's a bit, no pun intended, you dirty-minded individuals. So it's handy for the in-between. I think this was £7 and it's like a pack of 12. They're really handy. Even if the person in question already has a lunchbox filled of picks, they're always handy to have, because let's face it, you go, oops, and suddenly that pick is in the next dimension, which is a sad fact of life. Up next we have cables. Now this is my dud one. I kind of broke it somehow, I'm not too sure how or why, but this is a Fender cable. I think this is a 12-foot cable. I used it for recording some of the songs for my band's debut EP back at, well, start of the year and in July. And up until the part where they kind of died a horrible, painful death, it was spot on. They are phenomenal cables. I think that's £12 for that, maybe 20 because it's the longer length, but who knows. Either way, they're brilliant cables and you can never have too many cables. And next we have something that is pretty much essential, a guitar strap. This is one that I use on my Les Paul because I'm weird and I tend to color code my straps with the instruments, just OCD purposes. But I guess if you're one of those very rebellious people, they're always handy to have. But yeah, I think that one was £10 off eBay. I could be mistaken, but once again, that's down to preference because a lot of people tend to have theirs, what they like. There is another one I've got, which it's just over my shoulder there in the corner, is a microphone stand. Because say your beloved rock star is a singer or a instrumental slash vocalist, much like myself, I'm a backing singer because I can't sing for toffee, but that's just me. But like, you can get like a decent microphone stand for 20 quid, £22. Obviously you will get some people who say, oh, well, a decent one's like £60 or in excess of. For the sake of purposes, much like myself who I rehearse, I've got other stands in a storage space. But if I'm in the house practicing or for band rehearsals or whatnot, it does the job and they're really cool. What better way to say I'm a musician than having a microphone stand, eh? Now this is another little cool one. Last year, being 2019, I had a lot of trouble with what I thought was arthritis in the wrist. It turns out it's just because it was frigging cold and old injuries flaring up and whatnot. But I needed something to support my wrists to keep a bit of compression on, and I found this. Or there's a pair, but it's by Wrist Grips, and it is essentially a wristband but provides compression the right amount so you can, you know, rock on. and all that. And I wore it for the latter half of 2019 most days when I was practicing, and it might sound like a gimmick, but it did genuinely help an awful lot, because sometimes you get like normal compression bands or whatever, they don't quite work, whereas this one, because you can adjust it yourself and you can keep it in the spot, it's been fantastic. And shout out to Wrist Grips for those ones. I mean, yeah, I've had these for over a year and they are bloody awesome, and it's basically helped save my career as a bad musician. Another little cool one is maybe a harmonica, because what says I love you more than letting a person make some more noise in the house than they already do? Once again, no pun or innuendo. I think this was £11 from Gear for Music, but you can get them most places. This is the Fender Blues Deluxe, if I'm not mistaken. It's in C. I think they do it in keys, don't they? I could be mistaken. But for a bit of fun, and you can just whack it in your pocket, take it wherever you want. It's pretty darn cool. So yeah, that was good. And another one, which is almost an essential, particularly if you're an acoustic guitarist or you genuinely play an acoustic just for the fun of, is a capo. Everyone needs a capo. I think this one was like £5 off eBay. Once again, could be mistaken. You can get much better ones, but I don't play my acoustic anywhere near as much as I probably should do where I need this, but it's handy and fun to have. But I think the problem with mine is the strings have chewed it up on the inside here. That's always fun to have. I almost forgot that when speaking of microphone and singers, another good stocking filler is an XLR cable. It's basically the mic connection. You can get a decent one for like £10. I mean, I've only got two small cheapy ones just for in the bedroom studio, so to speak. But you can get decent ones for little to no money, unless you want like top end quality ones, in which case obviously you'd pay a little more. But yeah, I'll whack the one I've got in the description below. For a last but not least honourable mention, what says I love you despite you being talentless than a kazoo. Paid £1 for this. It was awesome. I've had good fun with it. For £1, you can't go wrong. I mean, there's people on YouTube that do like a cappella kazoo covers. I think I seen one for the Avengers theme tune, and it was awesome. It's good fun. If there's something on the list you feel like I may have missed, be sure to let me know in the comments below, and I might make a part 2 next year. Who knows? Anyways, thank you for watching. That is a very small list of stocking fillers for your favourite YouTuber slash musician slash rock star, whatever you want to call him really. It's good fun. They're handy to have regardless of what they are, and I'm sure the person you love, or at least cherish slightly, will appreciate them at all. Yeah, you know what I mean. I'm gonna shut up now. I need coffee. I'll try and provide all the links possible in the description below, or close alternatives if they don't particularly have those items in stock now. I mean, a lot of these things I've had for a while, but I just thought, I know, it'd be a cool idea. So yeah, as always, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with everyone. Anyways, I shall see you guys in the next one.